Evening, Spurs fans. How are we going today? What a win, eh? 2 on the trot. Signs are very, very promising. Again, some front foot football. Not as much tinkering this time. Only the 2 changes and 2 understandable changes. Paulinho, who hasn't played for a couple of games, Bentancur off, having a spell. So I think it goes to show that the less tinkering, the better we play. And no making 5 and 6 changes, 1, 2 changes. And also because we dominated that game and we were 3-0 up, you're able to take players off with 10 or 15 minutes to go and give them a spell. So that's a very, very good outcome for rotation as well. So yeah, as I say, I got to see most of the first half, or pretty much all of the first half, which was good. A bit slow at work, so it was worked out pretty good. Saw bits and pieces of the second half. Saw the last 10 minutes, I think, or so. So it worked out pretty good. Again, reading through some of the comments about how that they did have a few chances, but by all reports, they weren't clear cut, or they weren't. Vicario wasn't tested too much, which is good. But yeah, just going through the first half, it's funny. We say about being inconsistent, and I don't think it. Yeah, I think a number of people have said it wasn't as good as the Brentford game, but look, we won 3-0. How good's that? And it's got to breed a bit of confidence. The team will obviously gel because they're getting some wins now, and they're playing a different. It's like everyone has been saying it. Probably 450,000 YouTube people have said he's let the handbrake off, which is fantastic news for fans, because we get to see the true way that these players want to play, which is great. Unfortunate for Mickey. I can't see how that was a yellow card. That he'll be out for the next Champions League game. Be interesting to see what we do. I forgot to see. I think we've got Forest next. Be interesting to see what sort of rotation he'll do in that game, because there is a bit of a longer break. I think it's 4 days or something. So it's not like 2-2-2. We got a bit of a longer break, so it might be. And I believe he gave the players 2 days off, so that'll be good. Let's hope they don't go to Eve's place and pop a few balloons. Oh dear. But it should be. It'll be an interesting. Does Bentancur come back in and Paulinho drop out again? Do we put Odebear up on the left or Tell? So yeah, that'll be very, very interesting. What Thomas does for that one. Again, I think if you keep the core. Because unless you want to give Romero a break and bring Danso in, it's a huge drop off. But I don't think it's as bad as what it was last year. So if you need to give one of them a break, either that or bringing Danso in, again, not to make 5 or 6 changes. You've got these young, Gray, Zavi, and all that sort of stuff. They're young. Really, they should be able to handle this sort of stuff. You'd think. Well, it's Gray 19, Zavi's 21, 22, 23. You'd think their youthfulness would be helpful in recovery and all that sort of stuff. And let's hope that there's, if there is any changes, it'll be 1 or 2. And again, if we dominate the game and we're in front, then you do your rotation with your 25. 20 minutes to go, you can take players off and start swapping around. And it's good to see that it's 2 in a row and three half decent. We had Newcastle wasn't so good, but it showed some fight in the end, and I think that was the springboard. Brentford, where we played very well, totally dominated them, and then we come in a European side, admittedly probably not the best European side, but they're undefeated in their league, and we dominated them and scored 3 goals. Yeah, and I'll go a goal and 2 penalties, but still the last 10, 15 minutes, I think it's just that being clinical this time now. I think that's the next thing is to finish off the chances. Richie should have scored in the first 30 seconds. A good save. A lot of people are saying he should have put it away, but he was going back the opposite way, and the keeper flung his arm out and hit it. So he probably could have picked a corner, and probably should have scored, but it was a good save, and he did go back across the way the keeper was coming from, but he just made a great save, and he made a couple of other good saves. So their keeper was in top form. So looking forward to hopefully getting some tickets for when Spurs coming out to Australia next year. I've taught my dad into coming, and my son. So we're trying to do a generational thing, but I should say, generational Spurs, but I'd be lying. My son is a Liverpool fan, and Dad doesn't really follow a lot of the European football, but he's very passionate about the A-League, and he will do whatever he can to promote the A-League. I'll try and talk to him about Europe. He doesn't appear to be interested, but loves talking about the A-League, and I love it. It's great. And I know when it first started, he bought all of his sons, like my brothers. We got season passes for the Brisbane Roar, or Queensland Roar, it was named then. And my other brother down in Sydney, my middle brother who lives with us, he got one, and I got one, and my youngest brother got a Sydney FC. So, and my dad bought that for us because it was the start of the A-League, and that was great. And we were foundation members, so it worked out. He loves the A-League, and so it'd be great to take him along to see Sydney FC and Chelsea versus the mighty Spurs. So looking forward to that. Hopefully my son wants to go to the Chelsea game. So hopefully he'll fly up from Melbourne on game day, and I'll have to be able to take us all along to cheer on the mighty Spurs. Son's making me quite jealous. He's over in England at the moment on a holiday, on a jaunt, and has been to Newcastle and Anfield, St James Park and Anfield, making me jealous. And he's definitely spending 16 nights in London, so he said, I'll definitely try to go to the Spurs Stadium, which made me very, very jealous. He did enjoy the Newcastle one. He said the Newcastle one was probably a little bit better than the Liverpool one in regards to stadium tours. So that surprised me. But yeah, he's loving his time over there, which is great. And sending me all these photos of Anfield and the Cop and all that sort of stuff, and St James's Park and the Chairman's Lounge or something in St James's Park. I thought, wow, that's next level. I suppose that'll be like what it's like at I don't know what the stadium tours show at the Spurs Stadium, but I'm sure that'll be pretty schmick too. So it'll be interesting times ahead. So it's all full on now for up until Christmas, New Year. At least we'll have one. I think we've got one full week where we will have off. I think from next week, I think we've got Nottingham Forest, and then there's at Liverpool. I think there's a week in between. So maybe we're broken the back of the heavy schedule for the time for this couple of weeks, or for this 10 days or something. So it should be good. We can get on the training paddock and just hope that Thomas will just continue with this style of play. Hopefully, he's now realised that maybe our defence has sorted itself out a little bit now, and we can concentrate on the attack. And like even though it was an own goal and 2 penalties, we created those chances, and some of it was really, really good football. And it's great to see Archie Gray getting a run and playing very, very well. And of course Zavi, who's slowly is he justifying his price tag? That's hard to say. I suppose you look at that at the end of the year and we ascertain whether that was worth the money that he spent. But he's slowly building into it, and he's dominating games and he's influencing games. That's the word I was looking at, influencing games. He's creating stuff, scoring goals, and he's taken the challenges, and he could have. There was talk that he was sooking on the lap, but he's obviously here for the long haul, and he shows a lot of passion, I think, for this. Same with Matisse Tell. I'm impressed with him, even though he hasn't been getting much game time. I think he could prove to be an astute buy too. I reckon he'll come into his own. Maybe the second half of the season. I don't know whether it's a plan of Thomas's, but you got a guy with a bit of speed, and you'll come up against teams that maybe they haven't rotated their players as much, and they'll be getting tired towards the end of the season. Then Matisse Tell, he could be the shining light towards the end of the season, where he'll have the legs. He would have had the training, and he would have had the training sessions and the Ouija board that Thomas has got, and all that sort of stuff. That he'll influence games a bit like Zavi. He'll start to influence games, and let's hope that Randall Kolo Moani. Let's hope we can talk him into staying. Because I think he also is going to start influencing more and more games, which would be great. And Richie's coming into a bit of form. I see I don't know if he gave up the penalty to Zavi or whether they told, but someone I know gave him a high five, so maybe he offered to give the penalty to Zavi, which was great. So it's interesting times ahead. That'll probably do for tonight. As I say, I'll appreciate all the subscribers. Please like, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and feel free to share. And any comments are greatly appreciated. And okay, here we go. Come on, you Spurs, let's go.